Welcome class, this is Corey Spencer, and today's screencast is going to go over how to go ahead and create your study sets for 6th grade world cultures using the Quizlet app that you've already signed up for. So once you sign up for your app and you log in, you're going to see this page. Here's mine, that's my username, and here's all the activity that I've already done. First thing you're going to want to do for world cultures is go ahead and create a folder. So as I said in class about Quizlet, is that it's a very valuable tool to use for studying different things you need for your different classes. In world cultures, you can create it to study for your quizzes and your unit tests. So first thing you're gonna want to do is get organized. So we're going to learn how to create a folder today. So I'm going to come over here on the left hand side to my folders. And as you can see, I already have 2 folders created, Non-Experimental Quantitative Research Designs and CI 5390. I want to create a new one today, so I'm going to simply click Create Folder. First thing you want to do is go ahead and name your folder. It's very important that you have folder names so you can find your information. This folder's name is going to be 6th grade World Cultures. And it's very important that you always set a description. So this description is going to be simply study sets for class. Okay, so once you have your title and your description, you go ahead and you're going to click Create Folder, and voila, just like magic, your folder does appear under the Your Folders tab. So if you direct your attention to the middle of the screen, you'll notice that this folder has no sets yet. So the first thing we want to do in order to create these study sets so we can use the application is to go ahead and create a set. So create your folder, click Add a Set. As you can see, that's going to pull up this screen here, and it's going to list all the sets that you've already created. So you're going to scroll to the bottom here, and you're going to click Create a New Set. And it brings us to our Create a New Study Set page. First thing we always do is select our title. Titles are very important because they allow us to know and search in the tool for the information that we wish to study. The title of today's set is going to be Chapter 26, and the name of the title, which is Indian Subcontinent. And for today's example, we are going to go ahead and create our set using the vocabulary words that we went over on Monday's class. So first thing I want to do is come over here and look at our terms and definitions. Study sets are always set up like this. And if you can see here, you have to choose a language. So this is a pretty cool tool because you can choose a Spanish on one side for the term, and you can choose English for the definition. You can choose English and English. You can choose any language from the drop-down language. Really cool if you're an English language learner, so you can get both of them going. But for today's purposes, we just want to use English on both sides. Okay, first thing I want to do is enter my first term. So if you recall from class, our first term was subcontinent. Okay, so I have that in my term. Now I need to add the definition, so I'm going to tab over, or you can simply move your mouse and click over. And I'm going to put in my definition. Okay, so let's say I'm all done and I want to go ahead and create my set. I have one term, one definition. I'm proud with that. I'm going to go ahead and study that. So I scroll down and I hit Create. Well, I'm going to get this box. Sorry, we can't save this set yet. A set must contain at least 2 terms and definitions. Well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If I just had one term, it would be a term and not a set. So I'm going to click OK. So just keep in mind, you'll always have to have 2 terms. So I'm going to go ahead to the second section and I'm going to enter my term. Our next term was Mount Everest. And the definition was highest mountain on the planet at 29,035 feet. It's important that we know that feet. So I'm just going to continue on adding my terms like that. Okay, class, as you can see, I went ahead and added several terms here, up to 5. Now, Quizlet starts you off with 5 terms. But as you recall from class, we do have 10 terms that we need to have studied and learned by Friday. So in order to go ahead and add more boxes, there's 2 ways to go about that. You can simply scroll over with your mouse and click this plus sign, or the way I choose to do it, which is faster and more efficient, is to hit tab on the keyboard and a new box appears. And then I just continue to type in my terms as I was doing before. Okay, as you can see, I went ahead and added all 10 terms that we learned in class this week. And I went ahead and I checked them for grammar and spelling mistakes. So now I'm ready to go ahead and create this set. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit create. Okay, so once you create your set, it's going to allow you to do several things. If you're so inclined and wish to share your work with the world, you can click share on Facebook, share on Twitter, add to class, which is another function of Quizlet, or simply add to folder. I want to make sure this got into the correct folder of 6th grade world culture, so I'm going to click add to folder. Whenever I do that, I can see, yes, it's actually in there. If I click it now, it's going to remove it, and it's going to give me the option to add. So I'm going to go ahead and add it back. So now I have my set. The next thing I want to be able to do with it is to utilize it. That's why I created it. And so that's what we're going to do. So there's several ways to do that. You can always just look at your set and review them this way. You may print them. You can always, this button here will actually read it out loud to you. You can star them. Let's say that you reviewed them and you found you were having trouble with monsoons in Mount Everest. You can star these, and then you can have those to study in your starred terms. But that's kind of boring. So let me show you how to use the tool. I have my set. I can go and let's say I just want to do some flashcards. I can click flashcards, and here we go. Now the cool thing about this tool is that again you can hit this button and it's going to read it to you. So hopefully the mic can pick it up and you can hear the computer reading, but this is just a demonstration. So if I click it, it's going to read it to me. That's pretty cool. So you can have it read it to you while you read along, or if you just, you don't even have to be looking and you can be studying. So it says here a large landmass that is smaller than a continent. Well, I remember from class, I paid attention, that's a subcontinent. Let's click it to see if we're right. Subcontinent. Okay, on to the next term. Click again. Correct. Okay, so that's flashcards. You can do games. My favorite game is scatter. So if we click scatter, it's going to make everything disappear. That's our goal. And it's also going to time us in the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and click start game. And here you go. You can see it's timing me here. And it has my terms and my definitions. So let's see. A territory inhabited and controlled by people from a foreign land. Well, that's a colony. Drag it in there and it disappears. Let's say that I get the wrong answer. So I think a program that encouraged farmers to adopt modern agricultural methods is a caste system. Oh, as wrong as it's not going to disappear on me. So let's find what this is. Well, I remember that is the Green Revolution. Drag it and drop it. At the end of the game, it'll have your time. Another game that I like is called Gravity. You click there. You're trying to protect these planets right here from these incoming asteroids. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead for the demonstration and put it with easy. And I'm always going to start with my definition because it's easier to remember one term than the exact definition. So let's go. Here it comes. Here's my meteor. I'm trying to protect my planet. It says a landform at the mouth of a river created by sediment deposits. Well, I remember from class that's delta. Boom. And it continues on like that. Oh, I didn't spell it right. A large landmass that is smaller than a continent. Well, that's a subcontinent. And so on and so forth. So let's say I'm done playing gravity. I've already played my scatter, and I just really want to sit down and test myself in my knowledge. I can click test, and it's going to bring me up a test here. And I go ahead and use my terms to test. I can design my test however I want. I can just do a matching test, get rid of everything else. I'm going to start with the definition, create new test, and I simply have a matching test. So as you can see, this is a really fun and useful app, and I hope that you enjoy using it in not only in my class, but in all your other classes. Have a good day.